I'd now like to invite my colleague, Ronia Virginia, from India Unlimited. And Ronia, you'll be moderating this session with Asim Kumar, the Vice President for Nordics, L&T Technology Services. So Asim, I'd like to also warmly welcome you up to the stage, and I'll hand it over to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanju. So, a big round of applause for the previous panel, please. It is pretty amazing to see how quickly AI is changing industries and transforming the way we innovate. I'm excited to have you here, Asim. Please.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. So our next conversation is going to be on harnessing AI for sustainable innovation in engineering and R&D. And Asim has promised me that he'll keep it very layman language, because many of us are here not engineers. So, Asim, to begin our conversation, I would like to ask you, can you share your view on how AI is shaping the future of engineering and R&D?
Thank you. You are right. I mean, AI is no longer just for the efficiency alone. It's becoming a force multiplier for building or developing resilient and sustainable futures. But of course, AI is not new. I mean, if you go back a few years, there's been a lot more work has been done on the conventional AI, which is ML. What changed today is the world's imaginations. With the Gen AI coming in, the world's imaginations got into a different way. It's become so simple that even common users like you and I can correlate to it. But if you come back to this engineering and R&D world, and I just promised her that I'm not going to use jargons. Engineers love acronyms and jargons. So in the engineering and R&D space, I see three areas where it's going to have very significant impact and change the landscape. And the first being accelerated product development, with the engineers helping engineers from the concept to prototype at a rapid pace. And the second one is, I believe, is going to be around manufacturing processes, sustainable manufacturing, be it reducing waste, be it optimizing the processes, as well as even the make the operations much more greener. And the third element is around transforming the aftermarket with predictive maintenance, with safety, with the life cycle itself, or better life cycle management itself. Now, it's happening across all industry sectors. If you see precision agricultures in the agriculture world, while in the mobility space, smart mobility in the automotive space, even in aerospace. But here is an interesting element I think I should talk about. It's not about data anymore. Data is important, but data plus the context is what is extremely important. And what might work for, say, healthcare may not necessarily be applicable for mobility or energy or any other sectors. So context is what can unlock the whole true potentials. That's quite important. Now, if I look into again, I'm just talking not from the IT world, probably I'm going to talk more about engineering and R&D world. If you see a lot more, it's still in early stages of adoptions. A lot more proof of concept has been done to demonstrate what the use cases can be handled with AI in the engineering space. Poll gives us a view that almost 30% clients are already working on full-fledged AI programs into R&D and engineering R&D space, while the rest are working on still on the proof of concept in different phases. But here's an interesting element. You might be talking a lot around or hearing a lot around what's happening in the IT use cases. For example, customer services guys who are using Gen AI for best solutions, or your finance team is working on, say, analytics. But beyond these IT use cases, in the engineering space, a lot more is happening, be it accelerated product development, plant modernizations or factory operations. Also, even in cases where we're using agentic AI, keeping human in loop. And if you add it to it, the edge AI, where you are deploying the AI algorithms and AI models directly into the edge devices, which is like your sensors or IoT devices, where you need probably for maybe privacy or high-end computation, like real-time computations, or maybe for your or any other reasons which compels you to take the decisions much quicker. So the landscape is broadening. And we engineers always loves to have some quantitative things. So what we measure ourselves is always a simple benchmark. How quickly you from the concept stage, how quickly you can design, test it, and take it to the market. And that life cycle is drastically changing with AI. And probably in some cases, it will cut down to 50%. So I will say disruption is just beginning.
So I guess I can say that from imagining something, an idea becoming a reality, that would be very faster now.
Absolutely. That's getting it. That is what one of the areas is I just talked about. This is one of the big areas which will get transformed.
All right. Moving on to the next question. So AI is clearly transforming different sectors and industry at unprecedented speed. So can you share how LTTS is leveraging AI across segments? And what unique capabilities does LTTS bring to drive innovation in these areas?
At LTTS, AI is not new. I mean, we have been using the conventional AI ML for quite a long time for solving engineering use cases. But when this Gen AI came in, we took a very deep look at it. By the way, we have 206 patents in AI and Gen AI by now already. So we have been working around it. But what we did is that we tried to marry the Gen AI with the conventional AI, which is ML, and our deep engineering domain knowledge. So we put together engineers who were PDLC experts, along with software engineers, analysts, and so on, to design and build the AI-enabled engineering platform, what we call PLX AI. Now, we started looking into very interesting results already on several cases. Now, we know that things will be more and more complex. The problems we are trying to solve will be getting more and more complex, but already the results are coming very interesting. Almost 49 use cases are in production today, and it's significantly improving our efficiency into whole product development lifecycle. I can take one example. So one of the customers was doing what we call, no acronyms, as I said. So what we call failure mode analysis, correct? So what basically it means in simple terms is when you have a system, you want to know in which situations the system is working right, or in which circumstances the system might break. So what we did is that we worked with the customer. We ingested thousands of documents, thousands of models, and we could optimize. We could optimize the time it takes to create a DFMEA report, which used to take maybe weeks to a few hours. So it is not only just that it just gives you a failure mode report. It also talks about how that report can be, which are the situations it might have the failure modes, and if it happens, then what are the potential solutions can be. Of course, we still need someone to look into that report, to just analyze it. But what it does is the starting point becomes so close to perfection that it's almost taking and saving off a week's time of an engineer to a couple of hours. So this is just one of the interesting examples I can think of talking about. We can go on, but this is an interesting one.
Sure.
Into my mind.
Thank you for that. Looking ahead, how do you envision the future of AI evolving, particularly in the context of collaboration between Sweden and India? And also, what do you see as opportunities and challenges for driving innovation in this partnership?
As I said, I'm going to talk about primarily engineering and R&D world itself. And I already repeated you that the three areas I see a significant impact, whether it's smarter product designs, plant operations, and accelerated innovations. Now, being here in Sweden is very special because Sweden is having a very pragmatic approach towards adoptions of AI. Yeah, Sweden's national policy on AI is very purpose-driven, and it's trying to adopt solutions which is for solve real-world problem. And with that, you have also very interesting, very significant investments into research. So if you take about Wallenberg was programs, which is one of the largest in the research areas. And to kind of supplement that, you have AI Sweden, where you are bringing governments, academia, and more than 170 public companies to look into applied AI situations. So now imagine with that in the background in Sweden, and you do a combinations with India, what it brings in. Now, India's strengths are a very large talent pool, deep digital engineering experience, and ability to scale solutions rapidly. Some of you, when one of the panelists in the earlier sessions was talking about scaling up solutions. It's an Indian group. So together, Sweden and India has a possibility to bring in enormous amount of solutions, be it your next generation platforms for automotive, or it's an prognostic health for, say, healthcare or anything else. Now, on your questions on challenges, I still see there are some challenges, of course. Harmonizing the standards, your IP protection, working into multiple different geographies for co-creations. But overcoming these challenges, Sweden and India can create a model for the global world. So I will say Sweden and India has a chance to not only design smarter products, but even re-engineer, reimagine the way adoptions of AI will be.
So could we say that it is a marriage between talent and knowledge?
Talent, skill, knowledge, and as I said, it's not about data. It's a domain understanding, the deep understanding of cross-pollinations of multi-industry knowledge and so on. So it can accelerate the pace of adoptions out there.
Thank you. Well, I would like to ask you one last question. Yeah. If tomorrow AI could do any task for you, and what would you let it handle for you, and what would you definitely like to keep doing for yourself or yourself?
If I want to give something to AI today, probably I'll give my mailbox. Now, emails keeps coming, and I think AI can handle, can read through, assess, collect, summarize, and even some cases take actions on the mundane things. But what I would not like to give it is these discussions like here, the human connections, the creativity part of it, the setting the vision for innovations, my interactions with my team and partners. So I will say the why part and the human connection part is something, how much AI becomes smarter, I would still love to retain with myself.
Thank you. But I know what I would like to outsource, my laundry. Thank you so much, Asim, for joining us and sharing your insights with us today. And I guess with the last two sessions, it's pretty clear that AI is here to stay, and it is transforming industry and the way we do businesses. Please help me thank Asim for...
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.